With Will on 531 PI.
It is 17 minutes past 7 o'clock for Monday, the 28th of July. It's great to have your company. Hoping you are having a lovely start to your morning. Would love to hear from you. Pacific Mornings at pmn.co.nz on our Facebook page 531PI, or indeed on the text machine as well, the old school way, 531, the digits to punch into your mobile. All right, now young people from across Aotearoa gathered in Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland on Saturday for a national climate summit, a youth-led simulation of the United Nations Global COP meeting. Now, the event brought together 200 youth, some as young as 14, to debate policy, negotiate climate solutions and draft a statement to present at COP30 in Brazil. Joining us now are the Save the Children Generation Hope Youth Ambassadors, Bella and Ayaan. Good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Morena.
Good morning.
Really appreciate both of you taking the time to join us this morning. Perhaps we'll start by asking one by one in terms of the event and how it was held over the weekend. I'll start with you, Bella.
I think for me, Youth COP, I went in what I wanting to get out of. I went in with an open mind. I came out with all the answers that I wanted to the questions. For me, the whakatauki, he te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, was really key at the conference because it was the people, and it was the people there that brought the experience to a whole.
Indeed.
So really that.
Yeah. And yourself there, Ayaan?
Yes, to be really honest, I did not expect what the COP event was supposed to be like. I had no expectations. I just knew that it was a climate-related event and I wanted to learn more about it. So we did go, we had a great time. It was a full-day event. So many amazing people, amazing panel speakers, and we all just had a really good time. I think it was a really enriching experience and a great way to actually delve into those climate conversations as well.
Indeed. Look, there's no denying that the climate crisis is the biggest existential threat facing our globe. And with that in mind, I mean, what inspired you to get involved, Bella?
So I am already doing a lot of work with my iwi in the climate space. So on personal, my iwi has brought back 30 hectares of farmland to restore to wetland.
Wow.
So I'm already in the space working to try and decolonize and re-indigenize spaces that have already been taken over and restoring that to wetlands, allowing our wahapu, our estuary, to be restored back to its natural state, because at the moment it's one of the most Aotearoa, which is heartbreaking considering that my tupuna were able to go and get kai from our moana, but at the moment it's so toxic, and you can get mauiwi just from one pipi,
Wow.
which is really, really disheartening. So it's working in those spaces to ensure that my mukupuna don't have to do what I do, and restoring it and having it restored by them when they're here.
Yeah, well put. Look, I'll flip things over to you, Ayaan, in the sense of, why do you think youth-led events like these matter? We often see events like this, and it's great that we are getting youth involved. There will be those that ask, why do we do it in the first place? What's your argument for it?
I personally think that such youth events are really important. This is because youth and young people, we are the future of tomorrow. We are the leaders of tomorrow. Plus, if we relate this to climate change, we are the ones who will be actually experiencing the effects firsthand in the future. So we should be a part of the solution as well. We should have have a say in what happens and the way we are able to actually manipulate those into making positive changes. So I personally feel like these events actually provide a great way to also train the young people and keep them aware of what they should expect, and just motivate them to walk towards a more sustainable future. So I think it is really important.
Bella, do you think enough young people care about the climate crisis, or is it, just those that perhaps see it firsthand, or, smart enough to see it?
I think that both not enough people know about it, and not a lot of people know about it. It's organisations like School Strike for Climate, Fridays for the Future, that are getting this message out to rangatahi across the world, essentially. But I definitely do think that there needs to be um, more support and tautoko for rangatahi wanting to get into these spaces, because there's no direct path to get into climate activism. So it's definitely a rock between a hard place.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. So, look, just sticking with you, Bella. I mean, I believe there was a youth climate statement compiled from the event, or could you talk us through that?
So the youth climate statement was, we had to come up. We had our own individual stakeholders within the day. There were three groups, so there was 10 stakeholders per group, and the stakeholders had to come up with three calls to action. As a group, then, as a whole room, we decided on 5 call to actions for the specific manifesto, essentially, that will be going to COP in Brazil, which is really exciting. The facilitators made it really accessible and relatable relative to rangatahi. It was a really wicked event, and how they had worded it was perfect. It wasn't too many big words. It was perfect for the way they wanted it to come out.
All right, okay, and bringing it back to you now, Ayaan, and in the sense of what do you think young people bring to the climate conversation that perhaps adults miss? And is it because ultimately the future's in your hands, right?
Exactly. I completely agree. And for me personally, I feel like young people, they bring this new source of fresh perspectives. They are able to actually hold institutions accountable, and they make sure that their voices are heard. So I feel like youth voice and having young people in these situations, it is really a really good way to actually make sure that we are preparing for a future. Um, yes, youth voice is all about fresh perspectives, um, a better and a sustainable future. So yes, I really think it is important.
Yeah, indeed. Look, I want to also, as well, kind of perhaps broaden the conversation out. I'm not sure if you two have seen this in the past, but there's been a growing sense of dissatisfaction from the last few COP meetings that have been held. Many experts arguing that it amounts to not much, in the sense of, well, we're not making much meaningful progress. What's your take on it, both of you? Perhaps start with
Hey,
you, Bella.
Um, I I I feel like it is all about the engagement that we are having, because we know that including younger people, especially youth, it is important, but it's always a challenge to actually integrate these perspectives into such matters. So I feel like over time we've slowly increased the participation of young people in such decision making processes. So I feel like because we have been growing, growing into these processes, I feel like earlier we did not have much youth voice and participation, and we did not get the motivation to actually participate in such things. So maybe this could be one of the reasons why I feel like there could be some dissatisfaction around what decisions have been made. But as the world is evolving over time and youth voice is getting more and more recognized, I feel like we are getting more indulgent and engaged in such topics, and therefore it is slowly improving and we are getting much better results.
Indeed. And Bella, perhaps on an end note, what would you say to other young people wanting to get involved in climate advocacy?
this is one of my favorite questions. Um, be unapologetically yourself. Don't stay behind barriers. Be yourself. Be just the unapologetic voice for Te Tai Ao, for Papa Tuanuku. Get involved with NGOs. School Strike for Climate is a massive one. And also reach out to your local council, because council are the ones that are doing the restorative kaupapa for Te Tai Ao. So reaching out to those kind of big organizations and just opt into it. Put your hand up and say yes.
Indeed, and it's a nice way to end things as well. Hey, thank you very much. Your future is in very good hands with you too, so really appreciate you both carving out a bit of your morning to chat with us, and as well the kaupapa that you're both involved in too. It's very important. As I say, climate crisis is the biggest existential crisis facing us in the future. You're listening to Pacific Mornings on 531 PI. That is Save the Children's Generation Hope Youth Ambassadors Bella and Ayaan. You have a good rest of your day, eh?